now I'm going to introduce to you the first woman to serve as mayor in New Orleans' 300-year history, Mayor LaToya Cantrell.
Thank you, baby. All right, thank you.
And the City of New Orleans Entertainment Ambassador, Percy Master P. Miller.
Right here.
And finally, a trailblazing entrepreneur, philanthropist, and the founder of Kaleidoscope Hair Products, Jesseca Harris Dupart.
All right.
Thank you all for being here.
Yay. Thank you for being
Yes.
here.
Okay, so we're going to dive right into our discussion. Being that this is the cultural theme and New Orleans theme, we're going to jump solely into that. And we're going to start off, of course, with Madam Mayor. So, Madam Mayor, under your leadership, we've seen a renewed focus on supporting local entrepreneurs and cultural ambassadors. We see you at ribbon cuttings. We see you at grand openings. You're wearing brands of local artists and entrepreneurs, and it's just incredible. So how important is that for the city of New Orleans to uplift talent like Master P and Judy?
Well, thank you so much, Raven, and thank you all for being here. And also just thank you for your influence that you have in the city of New Orleans, throughout the U.S., but really throughout the world. New Orleans is a world-class city, and the culture and talent that we have in our city is unmatched. And so from my position as mayor, it's been a priority to ensure that we invest heavily in our cultural community. I see Senator Duplessis here, and one who worked with us to get the Fair Share Act passed so that we would take the tax generated from this city that once went to market our cultural ambassadors, and now today, that money is going directly into the culture. So investing in the people that we market, no longer just in come to New Orleans to visit, but showcasing the real talent and the creativity in this city. And over a 3-year period since we did that, close to $14 million has been invested right back. So it is a priority to uplift the talent, because we know that we're world class, but my biggest frustration here is getting our people to understand who you are, what you mean, you're invaluable, and you're worth investing in. But when you come together and we showcase the talent, I think that, again, it speaks to what we're doing in our city, and it really solidifies the position of our cultural community in this world and in this country. The most Afrocentric city in the United States is right here. And our people need to understand who they are. And so throughout this podcast, we're bringing you who you are, but getting you to understand that Master P, oh my goodness, and Judy, they are world class, but they're from New Orleans. And so much of our talent is.
Yes, and I couldn't have said it any better. So with that, Master P, you're not only a music legend, but you're a visionary entrepreneur. You've transformed No Limit Records into a powerhouse. You've expanded your empire from film, real estate, sports, mentorship, consumer products. The list goes on. It's phenomenal. So with that, how did your upbringing in New Orleans shape your entrepreneurial mindset?
Well, I went from a kid growing up in a poor community in the Calio projects to selling popcorn at the Superdome to creating an empire and not giving up, being relentless about how can I change my situation. I think a lot of kids need to see this because we get caught up in our conditions. And New Orleans gave me that character building to be relentless. I could go up against anybody. But the most important thing, my grandparents taught me who God was. And so I was able to take them godly values and build my brand and build my company. And so, you know, a lot of people, when they look at New Orleans, we just different. We made different. We could go up against anybody. I feel like we went up against the world. I went from selling no records, nobody believed in me, to selling over 100 million records and being right here from New Orleans.
Right.
Amen.
And congratulations, that's phenomenal. And speaking to being right here from New Orleans, so is Judy right here
Yes.
from New Orleans.
Yes.
And you started Kaleidoscope Hair Products locally, and now it's a national phenomenon. Can you explain a little bit about how you got your start with that?
Well, I was a hairstylist. I started off as that, but kind of piggybacking off of what he said, the way we're built on with resilience.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of that comes from some survival skills we've had to, adapt, whether it's evacuating a hurricane, whether it's losing everything, having to get it back.
Yeah.
Everybody didn't have to go through that.
Yeah.
So when it comes to our business owners that are from here, when it comes to people that have come, that are from here, we had to start from scratch, literally start from scratch, and not just the average story, but you had to have everything, lose everything, and then start from scratch. Like only people that have had bad stuff happen to them in their life have that happen anywhere else, but here it happened to everybody.
Yeah.
So I think with that, I believe that anything is possible. I don't believe in no. I don't believe in a closed door means that's the end. I feel like if there's a closed door, I'm looking in the wrong direction. I also feel like, kind of how he was saying, being faith built.
Yep.
You know, when you do lose everything, the only thing you have left is God.
Yep.
So then you have to lean on him, you have to talk to him often, and then you just got to keep going.
It's true. And I like how you spoke to resiliency. New Orleans is definitely a resilient city. Speaking to a lot of people in this room, our influencers, our entrepreneurs, our business owners, we're all resilient. We just had to bounce back from Francine,
Absolutely.
which was a small hit, but it was a major impact. So just kind of helping our neighboring parishes, helping those surrounded next to us. So, Mayor, you say this a lot. We are the most Afrocentric city in the world. And we really are. Like, you can go anywhere. People know New Orleans. People love New Orleans. People embrace New Orleans. So, Mayor, can you speak to the Office of Cultural Economy's role in selecting Master P as New Orleans Entertainment Ambassador?
Well, first of all, why not? I think that he is the real example. Things that you spoke about, his accomplishments from the start. But when you think about the influence, the early 1990s, P was that. And when you talk about getting it from the mud, and he did that. And then even with no limit attitude, really, and inspiring people to come after him. That's what we have seen in the city of New Orleans. And we're wanting to make sure that our people understand again who you are. And when you have 18, 19 million visitors coming to your city, let me tell you, they're coming for New Orleans. And they're coming for you, meaning the culture of this city are the people. And so the culture, the Office of Cultural Economy, means that culture is economy here. And so we are the economic engine for the state of Louisiana, make no mistake about it. But with that, there's an opportunity to uplift our cultural community in ways that expand, and you have examples. So that's what this really is all about. Showcasing real examples there who are real, tangible people you can touch, see. And the Office of Cultural Economy just has a responsibility, I know, under my administration, to ensure that our cultural community understands how they can get a fair shake in the city of New Orleans, be connected to real resources. And I mentioned this redirection of this tax that's now being invested directly into our cultural community. It's being intentional so that we're able to build, help our folks not only start, but scale up in your own city, but not only that, throughout the world. And you have examples right here. But here in our city, we have to support one another. And that's where I want the love to come. Supporting, we're stronger together. And you know what? You shouldn't have to step outside of the city to feel the love. You need to feel it right here. And that's why when the city invests in our people, it's my opportunity to really say that we care for you, we see you, we love you, you matter. And stand tall.
And before Master P, I asked you, what does this role mean to you? We have Frederick here with the Office of Cultural Economy, and he's the Deputy Director. Just to speak to cultural economy and Master P's role too, Frederick, if you mind giving us a few words.
Please, Wood, please.
Greetings, family. Like the mayor said, culture rises from the cracks in the cobblestone here. It lays track to the lineage of our roots, our neighborhoods, to the existence of who we are as a people and how we move. And there's no better example than Pete. You know, as a young person growing up, emulating this brother for so long, you know, everybody in here know the lyrics to the songs. We done did the dances. Everybody in here done tried to ride on the tank before. You know what I'm saying? So it's necessary that not only that we understand that as New Orleanians we are culture bearers within ourselves, because we have to see ourselves in people who doing the culture in a magnificent way. So when I think about culture, it dances across our streets, across our plates. You know, it rises, it moves in us, right? It's every bit of who we are. New Orleans is not where we live; it's who we are,
That's it.
right? And we
That's
speak
it.
to it. And P is a phenomenal example of that. And Judy, I can't say enough, as I have gotten the opportunity to, like, you know, just delve into your background, that you just was doing hair in the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And not just having this multi-million-dollar, industry behind you. It's a testament to, like the mayor said, the most Afrocentric city in the United States, with the northernmost tip of the Caribbean and the southernmost tip of the antebellum South.
it.
And all those things are us. We talking about gumbo and jazz and booty shakers and buck jumpers and brass bands and bounce music. All of that is us.
Right here.
And we live it and breathe it, and it moves through people like this.
Yes, thank you,
Thank
Frederick.
you. Thank
for
you.
that. And Master B, I just want to ask you, so we've never seen this before. The first woman mayor of the city of New Orleans named you the New Orleans Entertainment Ambassador. It's historic. It means a lot.
Yeah.
So can you just kind of tell us what that means to you personally?
I mean, for me, it means a lot, but I don't go about being recognized. I feel like I'm doing God's work. And when you're a servant, you got to do your part. But I feel like there's a lot of injustice for our people here, whether you entertainers, whether you own your own business. I feel like we always get the short end of the stick. And so my thing is, how can we change that? So we have to change that, because I done seen it. Like she said, in business, you go up and down. Life is like a seesaw, right? The same way in business. But if you haven't experienced that, I done been against everything across the world, but having integrity, not being afraid to grow up and change and do the right thing, I think that's what God has blessed me with, saying, you know what? You don't have to be perfect. And when you look at New Orleans, our people, we don't have to be perfect. We dance, we party, we do all these different things. But guess what? Like the mayor said, a lot of these people come and take off our culture. We have to change that. We got to be able to stand up for this and do the right thing. But for me, being able to be here and take this role as an ambassador is definitely an honor. And I thank you, Mayor, for even thinking of me, knowing that where I come from, how I grew as a person, and how I'm constantly evolving. We constantly learning our people, but I want to create change and hope. So that's what I love about this position, is creating change and hope for the young people, for the elderly, and for the community. And I want people to know this is not a black or white or Asian or Latino thing. When you talk about being from New Orleans, we all here, we gumbo. We all in one pot, and we all trying to make it. But the most important thing is we don't get those opportunities. You don't see this because everybody's scared, everybody's afraid of doing the right thing. Think about it, we celebrate negativity. We've been here for 20-something years, giving back in the community. We don't talk about it. We never ask nobody for nothing. We just do our part. It's because we don't celebrate the positive things. And I love the mayor saying, you know what, you've been doing the right thing for a while. Let's celebrate that. And that's what I want to do for the people out here, for the people that run in business. I want to celebrate them. I want to be able to showcase that and say, look at this mom and pop shop over here. Look at this person that owned a business over here. Look at this entertainer. Because think about it, even when you look at the Super Bowl, so let's talk about the Super Bowl, right? When Lil Wayne didn't get the halftime performance, everybody was upset. My thing is, there's nothing we could do about it. So we have to move on. We know Lil Wayne deserved that, but we got to be in position to where we're not controlled by the system. And so that's what we have to change. I want to be able to put us in a position, people that look like us, instead of us being consumers, we're producers. And so this is what we have to change. And this is what I love about what's up here. This is the future. What you're seeing, you got a female mayor, you got a female that's successful, you got a black man that's successful, and we all together. Like the mayor said, we're stronger together. We want the whole city to come together. So we're not gonna let them just keep taking over us. We're gonna make them sit down and have to deal with us and do the right thing. I think this is just about doing the right thing. We understand this business, but what are you guys gonna do for our people? How do our people benefit off of this? We don't want to go through these situations no more. You know, for me, I was like, I love what this city stands for. I'm going to do my part. And whoever don't believe, then they don't need to be a part of this because they scared. Like, we're not scared anymore. It's like we're not afraid. We have real power here. We have people that want more. Martin Luther King fought for our civil rights. What about financial freedom? That's what we got to fight for, y'all. And so that's why I'm here. I'm here to shake it up because I've been in them corporate rooms. Think about it. And I walked away from money. All money ain't good money. So some of these people I don't want to do business with. The people that has integrity and it's about diversity and want to do the right thing, I want to sit down and say, all these big corporations, let's do the right thing. We want to be able to help our kids in education. We want to be able to help the elderly. We want to be able to help our city, and especially people look like us. We want to make sure we're not in this poverty forever. Because think about it, we keep bouncing back, just like you said, right? When we bounce back, we're supposed to go higher now. So we don't want to just keep coming back home. I'm here because I want to take us higher. And so I'm thankful and grateful that the mayor gave me this opportunity, and I'm going to do my job. You know, whoever I need to stand up against, I'm going to stand up against them but I'm going to stand up against them with integrity.
Right.
And I'm going to stand up against them with love.
Right.
So I want to do this the godly way and the right way because I want to do business with these people. We need them. We understand we're not there right now, but we're getting there. So this is only the beginning, y'all.
Yes. And speaking of doing business with people, I think that this is the ideal panel to do business with.
Yes.
I mean, the mayor, Master P, Judy, what better panel than this? And Judy, speaking to doing business, speaking to the giving back, we see you everywhere from Essence to Judymas, Christmas, Judy Claus. You're just doing it. You're constantly giving back, and you're a silent giver. So how do you think you bridge that gap for the next person that's looking to you, that's inspired by you, that looks at you as a mentor? What advice would you give that person that's just taking everything that you're doing and wanting to incorporate it into their business?
I feel like more now than ever, people are looking for authenticity. So whatever it is that God placed on your heart, whatever fire it is that you have in your belly, you're supposed to go after that. I think too often we look on social media and see the things that everybody else is doing, and it looks so good, and it looks like it's the right thing to do. But if God didn't give you that dream, God didn't give you that vision, you're not going to have the same success as the person that you're looking at. So I have been very adamant to follow my dream when nobody believed. I have been very adamant to be able to continue doing the things no matter how many hurdles I've had, no matter how many L's I took, no matter what it was. Like, being in retail is a monster itself. So, you know, even navigating something like that with absolutely no background in CPG, no background and no knowledge in how to sell goods in like a big box store, it's like you just keep going. So I feel like if God has given you a vision, it is your responsibility not only to go after it, but to show people that it can be done. Because if you don't, you know, they say the graveyard is what is the richest because it dies with, people die with a million ideas. Yeah. So if you don't go after it, how are you being a person that is an inspiration for somebody else? Like, yes, it might be painful. Yes, it might be scary. Yes, the person even laying next to you might not support you. But if God gave you that vision, it is your responsibility to go after that vision. And then that same person that wasn't supporting you before is now asking you how you did it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yes,
True story, by the way.
We see it in the flesh. So before, I want to be able to open it up to questions and answers, just to speak into being authentic, open it up to questions and answers from the audience. But before we do that, I just want to see what encouraging words that each of you have to kind of offer this wonderful group of people here.
Well, I would say take advantage of the opportunities I know that the city of New Orleans is creating for our creative community. You know, for the first time in the history of the city of New Orleans, we have our artists that are understand how to become a vendor with the city, for example. Yes. We have the New Orleans Tours and Cultural Fund that I talked about that's now providing grant opportunities for our cultural community, and over 3 years, $14 million. It's a real thing. And as visitors come and pay that hotel motel, that pot grows, right? So as visitors grow, coming to the city, how we invest in our people will grow as well, because they're only coming for the culture that our folks create. And so I would say tap into those resources and keep going. Do not be discouraged. Block out the noise and keep rolling. Let us be that example that you can follow.
You got it. For me, I just want everybody out there to realize that don't quit. I think a lot of people give up. It's a marathon. And so when you think that it's not going to happen for you, and if you're doing the right thing, God eventually,
Amen.
He's going to make sure you get to where you need to be at. I think a lot of us get caught up with the people around us. I love what you said, that I don't care if the person right next to you, if you want to do right, you want more out of life, then you got to do right. And so doing right no matter what other people say. I done heard people talk about the man, I heard people talk about you, heard people talk about me. But you know in your heart when you're doing the right thing, the devil can't stop you. And so just keep going, y'all. And you got to put the work in. Because I think a lot of people, they want to be successful, but they don't want to put the work in. For me, I wanted to be successful as bad as I wanted to breathe. And so nobody's going to stop me when I knowing that I'm going to get out here and go get it. So you have to go get it for your family. And like the mayor said, we have all kind of grants, things that you could do to better yourself, but you have to fill out the paperwork. So a lot of us, just like people say they come up with a business, but they don't have a business plan. So when you come here, come right. We can help you and get to where you need to go at, but you need to have your paperwork together. And so that's the way they stop us, right? They always say put something in a book. They hide it from us, but now we don't want to fill out the paperwork. Or we think, oh, there's too many pages. I heard somebody say that, man, P, I want you to help me, but you know, the grant I'm trying to get is too many pages. Like, that's why they have it. That's the roadblock. So get somebody, you don't have to be the smartest person in the room. Get somebody to help you or pay somebody. Think about it, pay somebody to help you to get your business together. And I think everybody out there, if we're gonna really take over and do what we need to do, we need to get our business together.
And that's why we have P right as the ambassador. These master classes are going to start.
All right, so what I'm saying, I ain't judging nobody. I'm going to say that first, right? Let me say that first. The same way y'all save up for them second lines, the same way y'all do all of that, get them outfits, you know, I feel like whatever you have on your heart, you should be able to commit that same energy to. Us as a culture, we come out at boatloads at the second line and at the parades and at all of that, but we don't have that same like presentation for ourselves when it comes to our idea or even when it comes to supporting our neighbor. So I just wish as a culture, the same way we stick together to have fun, you know what I'm saying? Like same way we dressed, you know, y'all showed up for Frank and Beverly and them.
Yeah.
You know, y'all did, and I respect it. I wish I could have came. Yeah. But we should be able to do that for ourselves and also be able to do that for our neighbors. So I feel like with a city that is able to, in a blink of an eye, put something together, you should be able to put something together for yourself.
That's a good point. But also what I am eager to have happen, because I've participated directly into the culture, into the second line, and I mean, when I realized how much money goes in and buying the McQueens and all this and that, I said, well, they need to understand. The people of this city who are the culture, they're investing in the culture with skipping a light bill, you know, skipping a rent payment. But that's how they're keeping the culture going. But there has to be a return on that and a real understanding that New Orleanians in the culture is supporting big business. And I'm looking for that to, again, go back into the culture because it's a real thing.
Absolutely.
What about us creating that ourselves? Because we look at all these brands, right? These are family names. How come we can't do it? So you're taking that dollar, invest that into your business so you can be all right. Then you can enjoy yourself at the same time. So, but I just think that we don't look at it like, what am I going to invest in when it comes to me? And so I think that mindset has to change. We have to change that mindset to say, and what I love that right now, we have all these great things happening, right? All these great events happening. But where are we benefiting from it?
Right.
Because we haven't planted no seeds. So we got to plant these seeds. I love what you're doing. You planted the seed and you went out there, even if you had to do it on your own and got it done. So I want people to see this. This is not like, oh, well, she started off and had millions of dollars.
Correct.
I started off, I learned my business from the Avon lady. So I watched the Avon lady come pop her stuff out the trunk and sell her Avon. I said, well, I'm going to sell my CDs like that. And so I just think that we are untraditional here. And so we got to keep thinking outside the box, but build this on this. This is a journey, y'all. Because everybody wants it to happen overnight, but it's a journey.
Yep,
and so that's what I love about this city, that we don't go away. So think about it, even when the hurricane comes, we come back.
Right back.
That's right.
So we got to do the same thing in business, keep coming back.
Yes.
And so I love this, that we are doing this because we can showcase to people that it can be done. You see people out here that really come from nothing. Like really come from nothing. When you go and track our story, you're gonna say, wow, them people really came from nothing. Those people was once where I was. So it's real.
And that's the spirit of the city of New Orleans and her people. And that's you.
Yes.
World class.
Yeah.
Right here already.
Yeah.
And I think when we really understand that and embrace that, no matter who tries to shake us,
Yeah.
you know, and you can't pick and choose when you're world class.
Yeah.
When a certain president comes, New Orleans is world class, but then we do a sister city with Kumasi, Ghana, then what?
Yeah.
See, we're world class every day.
Yeah.
And thank you for what you do
Yes.
and who you are.
So I do want to allow 2 to 3 questions. So if anyone wants to come up, Courtney, and ask, here's 1, 2, and 3 right here.
And thank you, Councilman, for being here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, Terry, okay. Yes, and we will acknowledge our special guest. Thank you, Councilman.
Yes.
How y'all doing? Good evening.
Yeah.
I'm B. Cherie. I'm one part of If You Know, You Know podcast, co-host here. I definitely want to first start off by saying I appreciate this. I support the mission fully. That's the premises of our podcast. Like, we're interviewing people from our city. We want to make sure that we start with the culture and get that out. So we are in full support of that. I'm looking around in this room. I see a lot of my peers. I also see a lot of my friends. And I know that there's hustlers in here. There's people who have their businesses together. So kind of the conversation where we talked about have your things together, from who I see and who I know and who I have personally collaborated with, we have our things together.
Yes.
So how do we actually access this information? Who are our point of contacts? What links, what websites should we be going to in order to get this information so that way we can leverage it for ourselves and also share it with each other?
Yeah. Yes.
So relative from the city of New Orleans, you've gotten the invitation to be here, and you are part of our network right now. So in regards to where you go, you're already connected. A part of it as well is us hearing and listening to you about what your needs are now that your peers have what they need in place. Then what are some of the next steps that you're looking for so that we and I can have a better understanding of how best to help you in taking it to our ambassador and friends so that we can again meet you where you are. That's
Yes. And so for my thing is, right, this is new for me, and I want to be able to be that liaison to our people. And I understand where you guys are because I was there. And I love that you say it's a lot of people that have their stuff together. And that's what we want to see. Mm-hmm. The ones that have their stuff together, I'm going to fight for y'all. Mm-hmm. So I'm just telling y'all, like, it's time for us, because my whole thing is we have to bridge the wealth gap. And to bridge the wealth gap, then we need to be successful. And so that's what I want to see. And I've been telling people all the time that how do we be successful and how we bridge the wealth gap? It starts with education. It starts with us showing up. Just like what you guys are doing now, you guys showed up. So you're a part of that. What I see, I want to help my people. And I just think a lot of us been overlooked. So now we got a chance to say, look, these people just like me, man. I want to make sure they get what they need. And we ain't just talking. It's like, now let's show them. Let's take advantage of this opportunity, because I don't want to wait till even a lot of you guys probably say, I want to do business for the Super Bowl, right? That's happening now. So we need to jump on this now, because you guys going to come 3 months from now and say, hey, I want to do this. Please. No, they already done took up everything that need to be taken up. So we want to help you guys now. And we're going to make sure of that. All right.
Judy, anything?
Agreed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, y'all.
Hello.
I was not on the list, so shout out to Humble Beginnings for putting my name in the room.
That's
All about collaboration.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, yeah, I throw his name out there often. So 1264 South Durgamore. I grew up in the Callio Project. I couldn't leave the top porch, but I'm a Callio girl. I grew up in Holly Grove. Judy, you know the vibe.
Yeah.
I have a store on Magazine Street. I brought the building about 3 years ago, one of very few black women, black-owned businesses.
Congratulations.
We have a brand. I had the theme, culture, 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 culture. My husband and I have a brand called Culture. Tourists travel from all over the world to come to our store to shop, to support us. We ship all over the world. And I don't know what else to do. I'm a social worker by day. I've paid for the marketing. I've paid for grant writers. I filled out the applications. I do the grants. I do all of the things. I work in hospice care right now. It's a heart-heavy job. I love my people, and I'm connected to them, but I'm trying to figure out how to get back to my business in this economy that is trying. $360,000 I paid to buy the building. I do corporate travel to entrepreneurs, to producers, to anybody who need a place to stay on the back of my store. When I leave my work all day, at 5 I go to my store. On the weekend I'm at my store trying to pour back into my business. Plenty of people that are in this room I've connected with at some point because of business, but I feel like I'm doing all the work, but I'm not reaching the right people. So what can I do differently?
Can I tap in on that
Please.
one? So it made 10 years for me this year. And I've learned that, thank you. I've learned that talking to the consumer, especially in a hard economic time, is if you're used to doing the same thing, they don't want that right now. Like, you got to talk to them 5 times instead of the first time. You might even have to tap dance a little bit and give a discount. So I feel like what they want is for you to show up more often, show up authentically, and actually communicate with them. So use your funnels, use your emails, use your text messages. If you have a social platform, post on a social platform, post more often, but don't post stuff that looks produced. Understand the trends that's going on social media, which is also, you have free access to that. You can simply Google it. Understand the trends that's going on social media. Stay in front of them, and believe it or not, it'll take one video to take off and knock you off your feet. And it be the stupidest one. You know what I'm saying? So people always want it to be perfect lighting. It be the ones that you ain't even shot in 4K. Right? But just showing up authentically, people are really buying into that. So don't be discouraged. If I was you, I would look at my profit margin, see what I could offer, and start offering things. And understand, first of all, Black Friday right around the corner. You better get rid of all your inventory on Black Friday, right? Just that. I just don't want you to be discouraged, because it's affecting all of us. So currently in my business, we do 2 sales a month. This is the first year ever. I don't like it, but that's the only way to keep it going. And it actually increased our revenue, and because I realized that the consumer does not have as much money to spend. She's choosing rent or bread, and you sell clothes. So you see what I'm saying? I sell hair products. That's still a choice. So she's choosing rent, bread, or me. I'm gonna slide my right over there some kind of way, but I'm gonna make sure that I'm leading also with value. Hey, when you buy our clothes, this is what you're investing in. This is who I am. This is what we stand for. And it's durable. And 2 for 1. It's usually $68. You're gonna get 2 for $68. So that's.
And also, I think too, right? I love what you're saying, but you also have to show testimonies. I think a lot of us don't do that. We just think we don't need it. People want to see testimonies.
That's real.
I want to see why your product is what it is, and I want other people to be able to say, hey, I'm gonna tell you, I started off in the music business here, right? To where nobody believed in my product. I couldn't afford the big billboards. So I brought the little bus benches. So you got to think that way. You got to think outside the box. So sometimes I put those little bus benches back then was $15, $30, right? But I couldn't afford the big old billboards being out the project. So I'm at the bus stop catching the kids from the schools and stuff like that. And I just think we got to think outside the box. Like she said, I started putting no limit T-shirts on homeless people, the elderly. Everything can't be about getting $1 back, right? So people got to walk, see your brand. Some people might not believe in it, but like she said, if you keep going and you believe, that's why I said the testimonies is so important, because once they see you believe and you ain't going away, then they're going to buy in.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, in speaking to the testimonies, that's what we're talking about here this evening. The more that we uplift one another with those testimonies, it only brings us further. You're bringing people along and where they need to go. The positive testimonies are important.
Yes.
Yes, we're better together.
Yes.
I would just add that I brought some gifts. I brought our culture
Bring it over. Bring it over.
for the whole panel. Yeah, I know you like all that color. I brought you something too.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, just all the bags. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I just need to
Yes, Lord, I normally don't get nothing to gift. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Well, I can tell you, I'll definitely take a photo and post for you.
Thank you.
That's sweet.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Thank you for this. It's been amazing, and I've just been processing everything that y'all said and thinking about my own brand. My name is Dr. Cassandra Shepard. I'm a professor at Xavier University. I'm also, come on now, X you. I'm also the owner of Honeydew Products, a hair care company.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
congratulations.
so I wanted to ask you all about creating legacy and maintaining legacy. And I'm really thinking about the fact that we're seeing so many businesses and pop stars just falling. Just
Yeah.
people's legacies are coming down all around us. So what is it that you all have done to be able to maintain a legacy that supersedes anything that people may have heard about whatever? You know, at different points, I'm sure you've all had controversies come up, and yet and still you're still here standing, right? And we're here listening to get the advice. So how is it that you maintain being like that durable, where your legacy is long lasting?
He want me to go first.
Go ahead.
What, you saw the blogs?
Y'all about to have some good responses to this.
So let me address the first thing. Controversy, even though bad, that means you important enough to be talked about.
Yes.
Literally, because people don't pick up, like, you don't pick up big headlines unless you're important enough to be talked about. So those kind of things, I could tell you, because I never expected to be here. That was hard to get used to, climbing the ladder. But now I'm not even in the comments on the Shade Room if they post me, because it's going to make me, I just stay out of it. But when it comes to legacy, all of my children, I have from when they were super small, I have instilled something in them for them to know that I support them. I support whatever it is that they love. Like, I never expected my company to be where it is. So I didn't raise them in a company. So it's not something that I'm making them continue and pass down, but I have given them an opportunity to be able to have earnings from my company, to be able to do whatever it is that they want and whatever they see as far as, in their careers, in love. Like, I don't want them to have, like, McDonald's does pass it down, but I feel like I didn't do that for my children because I didn't want to force them into the thing. So that is my particular legacy. I'm passing down love, acceptance. I love you as you are. Right. I'm not going to give you $1 million for you to just go blow it anywhere, but I will invest into whatever you want to do. I will support whatever you want to do, and I will make you also work hard for it and continue to pass that down to your children and their children and their children. And their children.
Yes. So I'm going to tell you my side of the story. When you do the right thing, you don't have to worry about that.
Amen.
When you have God, you don't have to worry about what people say. Think about it. The devil tried to take 1/3 of the angels out of heaven. Yep. That's what he done. For me, I don't get caught up. I had the same friends. You know my same friends. I grew up with Anthony Boswell. We still cool. So it's not like I'm looking for other people. And none of us are perfect, but having integrity, doing the right thing when nobody's looking. So you have to have that type of attitude. Also, I know I got to do right, because if I don't do right, I go back to the projects. And I'm not going back to the projects. So that's what makes me, it fuels my fire. I tell my kids, like, I have to educate y'all. We're not going to be perfect. We're going to go through things. But when you talk about building a legacy, I don't even think about a legacy. I just think about doing the right thing, because we can't take none of this work.
That's right.
Think about it. Most people caught up in that, oh, I'm going to be this big star and I want to go hang out with all these people. No, because guess what? Y'all wouldn't have hung out with me if I didn't have nothing.
That's right.
Yep.
So I'm going to hang out with the people. I tell people all the time, if you ain't coming to set up the party, you can't come to the party over here. And and matter of fact, we've been doing this from New Orleans a long time. We celebrate each other, right? So what are you bringing to the table? If you ain't bringing nothing to the table, you can't be around me anyway. And if you acting a fool, I don't want you around me. Absolutely. Especially, I got to grow. I don't care if it's family members. I done cut family members off that don't be on the same page with you. And if you're not on that same vibe with me to grow, I don't want you around me, because I'm trying to be better. I tell people all the time, I say, if you got to hold yourself accountable, And so I'm not worrying about the media or nobody else. We're going to go through stuff. Once you get there, we have the internet. They're going to see everything about us. But when they know what's in here,
That's right.
they can't stop you. And I'm a living testimony that I don't have to fake it because I love what I'm doing.
Yep.
And I know I have to get better.
Yes.
I have to keep growing. So I think a lot of people are afraid to grow. They have to be this perfect person for somebody. We're not trying to be that.
Yeah, be yourself.
Be yourself, because I love what you do, man. You enjoy yourself, but you come in and take care of business.
Absolutely.
Yep.
We enjoy what we do, but we come here and take care of business.
Yep.
Right.
So we saying if you could take care of business and be yourself, you don't have to worry about what somebody think, because they're going to try to say something about you anyway. But if you're doing the right thing, you know, like you said, that don't matter. That's like a ping pong bouncing off the wall. To me, when you're doing the right thing, you're not worried. Now, if you're doing the wrong thing, you worry.
It's a whole different story. And when you're doing the right thing, you're doing your job.
Yes.
That's your legacy.
That's
Get
what
it
I'm
done.
talking about.
Keep going. Be that example.
Absolutely.
Be that
Mary,
inspiration.
You can speak directly to it with the controversy and how you just show up every day.
Yeah.
Right.
You keep going.
Oh.
You got to stay focused.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you know what, y'all? That fuel the fire, though. The haters and people that don't believe. Think about it. They told me I was country. I was out there fighting against the East Coast, the West Coast. I'm for real. I was on the road with Dupart. They was calling me Mr. Peter Country Singer. I said, bro, you know I'm from New Orleans, right? I'm telling the man, look, I'm giving you one more chance to let these people know who I am. I'm a hip-hop artist. Okay, I'm sorry, sir. I said, do it again. He said, no, I ain't going to say. Let somebody else announce you now coming out here. But that's what I went up against. But I also maintain the integrity the way I did stuff. So I think when people see that, y'all, and I know y'all see all these stories, all these things that's going on, because y'all say bringing people down. But a lot of these people bring themselves down. So think about it. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know where you at. You got to know. Think about it. They got a camera on you when you're going in these places. And then if you put the camera on yourself, where you think you're going? And you're not doing right? To me, everybody out here, just think about who you're affecting and who you're hurting. Absolutely. And so you wouldn't want that to happen to your family member, your friends. So that's how I'm able to get over saying, you know what, whatever I'm doing, if I'm thinking about the next person, because that's what I love about New Orleans, we got to think about our neighbor.
That's right.
So in the Bible say, honor, you got your neighbor. Go make sure your neighbor okay, right? And then honor thy mother and thy father.
Absolutely.
And so if you're on that page, you don't have to be perfect. But you just have to be righteous. You got to have something good in your heart. And I think the people are going to see through it. But the crazy thing about this, y'all, they're not going to show the positive things, and you got to know it. Think about, man, all the good things you do, they're not going to showcase that. But if something negative comes,
Absolutely.
it's on every negative place.
Yeah.
But,
all over you.
But guess what, though? But how you but look how you get your reward, though, with success.
That's right.
So that's what we got to look at. Forget about all the negative stuff and start thinking about the success. That's how you quieten up the haters.
That's right.
And I think we have one more. Thank
Yeah.
you for your question. One more.
I was holding a wife for my wife. Come on.
Yeah.
For my wife. Come on. She want to talk. She's scared to come talk. I want to let her talk. But thank you, Raven. Thank you, Mary, Contrell, P, and Judy. Like, y'all support me like no other. Like, y'all ain't must know it, though. You hear me? Y'all keep me going.
Yeah.
But
She ain't shy. She won't talk.
But look, this is my boss anyway.
All right.
I'm just a worker. But like all y'all give me fire every day. Like even like with Judy, I rent from Judy. I'm in her building in New Orleans East. Like she show love to me. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. Even if anything broken, I don't tell her because I ain't trying to be mad with her. No, I ain't saying nothing be broke, but I'm just saying if it do be broke, I'ma get it fixed. I just love it here. But look, Pete, when you got the gumbo from me like recently, like that meant everything to me. You called me the gumbo man, and you go by the ice cream man. So that like went in my head, real talk.
Yeah.
For real though, like in the mail, like everything y'all do, y'all invite me and my wife, and that that do everything for us. We from Holly Grove. We don't have no examples or nothing. Like I lost my father when I was 5 to his best friend, like over money in the street. So I'm an identical twin, so I don't really hang with nobody but my wife.
Yeah.
And I kind of made her mad today, y'all. That's why she like that right now. So y'all help me out. You hear me? I love her.
Yeah.
Like on the real, I made her mad in the restaurant. I'm serious. I love her so much. You hear me? But for real, I just want some advice. Like, is my whole family, they be like going against me and my wife, everything we do. They be like, I'm acting different and all this because I'm trying to level up. I just need some advice. Like,
But you are acting different.
And
That's
that's
okay.
okay.
And that's unfortunately
It's
that's
okay.
the thing. That because you are not the person that you were a year ago. You are not the I was having
Yeah.
a conversation today because in my corporation right now we have to release 3 people, and they've been with me for 3 years, and it's so painful because we've scaled 3 times since I hired them. As much as I want to keep them around, you know, like I'm connected at the hip and it feel like family, but
Yeah.
I'm stunting their growth, keeping them there because they trying to stunt my growth, and not on purpose.
Yeah.
But we just going in different directions. So it's okay to be a different person a year, you know, a year later. It's okay now. You thinking you not. First of all, you selling out your car. Now you have to pay rent.
Yeah.
You know, not to me or anything, but you know, you got to pay rent. You have bills. You even looking for a larger spot because of how big your company has grown. You can't be out in the streets making them same mistakes. It's more expensive once you're successful to make a mistake. So your friend out there doing all of that BS that y'all used to do, right? When it happened, guess who they coming after?
Yeah.
You and your company.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have to be different, and it's okay to be different. And a lot of times people want to give you this guilt trip for being different and, oh, you changed. I'm supposed to. Why are you the same?
But it's also their insecurities that
fair.
they want to put on you.
Yeah.
You can't carry their cross. You carry your own. And you're carrying it well, and you're bringing others along.
Right.
They see you do well, you bring them along. But that's all you can do. Be you.
it feel like they be entitled to a lot of stuff because I'm a boss, she the boss, but she the real boss, so I can't say you hide and all that. You gotta go through her. So they be expecting me to just overpower my wife, and I don't do that. Like I just,
So my
work together. That's how I go through that a lot.
So my thing is stop looking up to people that wear suits one time. That's the ones that go to court, right? And the ones that go to funerals. We got to change that mindset. You can't just put a suit on one time and expect me to follow you. And you got to take time. Think about it. If you could take 5, 10, 20 years to go to prison, then you could take 3, 4 years to educate yourself, build a business and a brand the way you doing. And so if they don't want to be around you, let them stay where they want. Because think about it, when I grew up, right, I got people that I know, family and friends. Oh yeah, such and such buy me cigarettes and beer. I done brought people houses, cars, buildings. All
Absolutely.
It's not enough. You just want cigarette and beer, then go ahead and get the liquor store. I want more out of life. And so you want more out of life, you can't be around losers. And think about it, you have to change your mindset. You got to cut them people off. And you don't need to worry about them. For my thing, I sleep good at night because I want no headache money. I done paid people to leave me alone. You could go. How much is going to cost for you to just leave me alone?
Yeah.
That was the best money I ever spent.
Hello?
And so I want y'all to see that I'm a living testimony that you could be something else. Think about it. When you came around me, I gave you an opportunity. I showed you. So we got people in this room. Y'all could touch us because this is real. We're not running around here like we Hollywood and we know. But we done passed up a lot of these people.
That make me go harder though. Like,
You see what I'm...
That's it.
But think about it. I took the time for you. So I want other people to realize we got to take time for each other and support each other's business. But you got to give up the negativity. It's a bunch of people. I go back in my life, you be like, P, you know them? Yeah, I knew him.
No.
How Mike, you sitting there, I know I done cut a bunch of people off. And they might be mad at me. My grandmother, when she was like, she said, baby, you fired my son. I said, yeah, Big Mama, I let him go because he'll mess up my business. So you got to do that uncomfortable stuff. Yes. Think about it.
Yes.
We just want everything to be comfortable because we family. So also these people blocking your blessings.
That's right.
I had to get rid of a bunch of people that I knew that I loved because they was blocking my blessings. And so when you put good people around you, I got good people around me that I love that guess what, even when it get tough, we going to get there.
That's right.
So that's what you got to, y'all can't be afraid to say, oh, well, I ain't going to take my boy with me. Your boy wasn't supposed to go. That's why God ain't blessing you because he doing the same thing. You try, let me tell y'all something. When I made it, told everybody around me, whatever you doing wrong, you need to get from around me. And how much you need to give you to get from around me. Because I'm about to do right. I'm not about to let you take me down. And so I think a lot of us letting these fake family members and friends take them down. And so y'all have to stop that. And don't be afraid to stand, because guess what? If they get successful, they're going to stand and say, bro, you know I ain't living like that no more. You got to go.
Right.
Why you can't do it?
Right.
So that's the mentality that we have to have with our people. I love y'all, but we ain't on the same page. Because I want more out of life, and don't stop my life because you don't really want nothing.
That's right.
And so that's what we doing. We got these dream killers around. You and your wife, you say your wife the boss, then listen to her. For real.
Absolutely.
Listen to her, let her handle her business because she obviously leading y'all on the right path. Think about it. If you got to think about it so much with these, that's what, bro, I don't need to think about it no more. When I come here, I come to do positive things. If you're not doing, why you think you don't see my name out there with all that? But I don't do that. When I go to a party, I need to get paid. That's what I'm going to a party for real. You see Master P gonna be, man, how much they paid that man? That's what they gonna say, right? And so we have to have that. Not that it's about the money, but my motto is the more I make, the more I give. I can't give if I don't make nothing.
Absolutely.
And if you clogging up my mind and my thoughts, and you want me to be caught up, think about it. I can't help you.
Absolutely.
And so you got to have that mentality to where you got to help yourself first and your family. And the ones that don't get it, y'all, because there's a lot of people, a lot of y'all out here that want something out of life, right? But y'all also around these dream killers. That's going to carry you right back to, you know how many people incarcerated now that don't even know what they've done? It's a lot, man. It's good people. Because I know a lot of good guys that was good, but they either was high or drunk or they did something crazy. You can't run a business, have people like that around you. Like like she said, when you come in my business, I need to know I'm good when you come in there. If you got the wrong people around you, your business ain't good, and people are not gonna want to come in there. And so you especially you cooking food. Let's be honest, you selling food. People want to know they're in a good place.
Right.
Yes. So now, man, I salute you, my brother, for what you're doing. But let God lead you on this journey and don't quit because He got big things
Keep
for you.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep going.
Well, thank you all so much. This was a very insightful panel. I hope you all enjoyed every bit of it. I know I did. I'm going to take a lot away from it. So thank you for coming out. Thank you for being here. I know you all have very busy schedules, and you all too. So
Yes.
thank everybody. And if we can just give our panel
Thank
a
you
round
so
of
much.
applause.
Absolutely.